Hey, good morning. I've got 9 o'clock. I will call the meeting to order. We have, besides the three of us that are here in person, we have Rick on telephone and also Ashley on telephone. So, I need approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carried. Approve the minutes of the last meeting. Deb, if you would read the minutes of the July 28th meeting, please.
July 28, 2025. Chairman Rasmussen called the regular meeting of the Wright County Board of Supervisors to order at 9:00 a.m. Members present were Cluse, Bosch, Rasmussen, Lukes, and Ellis. Motion by Cluse, seconded by Ellis to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carries. Minutes of the previous regular meeting of July 21, 2025 were read and approved. Approved claims for payment. Motion by Cluse, seconded by Ellis to table item number 5 to review and act on resolution 2025-27 to designate voting representatives for the Iowa State Association of Counties until more research can be done on who to designate. Motion carries. Motion by Cluse, seconded by Bosch to approve Amanda Meyer, Wright County Auditor, to sign the Purdue Pharma LP participation form for national opioid litigation. Motion carries. Adam Clemens, Wright County Engineer, gave an update on the secondary roads department. Motion by Cluse, seconded by Rasmussen to adjourn the meeting. Motion carries.
Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, they'll stand approved as read. Claims have been around and signed. Open forum for public input. Travis, were you here to address us for any?
No.
Okay, all right. Anyone online wish to address the board? Okay, moving on, item number 5, Tiffin Pullman, Wright County Communications Director, to present an offer of employment and for the board to take action on the offer of employment for telecommunications specialist with the Wright County Communications Center. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm here to ask for approval for a replacement full-time employee, which you guys got that in your packets for the wage and everything. She'll be starting September 15th.
Any questions? I will make a motion to approve the hiring of a replacement communications person position at the starting wage of $24 per hour with the starting date of September 15th.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Also in that motion, there is also that there will be a 25-cent per hour increase after the first 6 months with positive review, and another 25 cents with a positive review in 12 months.
12 months,
So
yeah, okay.
that's for the offer. So
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. You need these back?
Thank you. Nope.
Okay.
Thank you.
and you'll have her fill out the new employment. If she's going to work part-time a little bit, is she?
Yeah, we're getting us, her appointment at the hospital, pre-employment physical.
Okay.
We're getting that set up, and then after that, then we're gonna schedule some time, but
Mhm.
yeah, we'll get everything taken care of before she actually starts.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. Item number 6, review and act on courthouse grounds used for CDA on August 4th, which is this evening.
Correct. Got it close, but they're gonna put inflatables and use parking lot for Wright Nights on Main, so
Okay,
they have asked and I don't see a problem with it. It's
good,
pretty straightforward.
very good.
Insurance and everything here.
And they're going to do the inflatables on the parking lot?
Now in the grass.
Okay.
They've done it before, so.
I'll make a motion for the approval of using the courthouse grounds for CDA for this evening.
I'll second.
Jeez.
No, I'll second it.
Okay,
We sign this
I
quick.
have a motion and a second to, approve the use of the courthouse grounds this evening for the, Clarion Development Association. It's gone there.
Assume you're in charge.
Aye.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. It's 8-1.
Thank you much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Item number 7, review and act on resolution 2025-27 to designate voting representatives for the Iowa State Association of Counties. This is the resolution that we tabled last week, and we have clarified all of the positions. Again, this is designating the voting representatives for each individual
Affiliate.
affiliate. Thank you. I would accept the motion.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2025-27 to designate voting representatives for the Iowa State Association of Counties. By roll call vote, Rick, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ashley, how do you vote?
Aye.
Betty, how do you vote?
Aye.
Lynn?
Aye.
Dean votes aye. Motion carried. Item number 8, review and act on the additional coverage for the Wright County Courthouse. We had a letter from, an email from Jay LaFever, dated July 22nd, to the Board of Supervisors that states, good morning, ICAP has responded to our inquiry about the increased coverage on the courthouse to $30 million. Currently we have $15 million of coverage on the courthouse. The annual premium for the change would be an additional $23,935. My thoughts would be to increase coverage now, then wait for ICAP to complete the valuation. My reasoning is I feel we all believe the building is sufficiently underinsured. With storm season continuing, I would feel better with $30 million coverage. Please let me know if you would like me to attend one of the Monday meetings to discuss further, or if you would rather take action via email. I guess I'm in favor of waiting until we get a true valuation done by ICAP to determine, now maybe we can't rebuild the courthouse as it currently stands, but if it was wiped off the face, I wouldn't rebuild the courthouse as it currently stands. And with $15 million coverage, and not having a jail or anything attached to it, I guess I'm comfortable that we are sufficiently insured at this time until we have the valuation. Is there any other thoughts or discussion?
I agree also. And it can go, if we have to, let's say something would happen and you had to, you get an architect and they said, well, it's gonna be 20 million and we were covered for 15. You can always go to the vote of the people as to how extravagant
Yep.
that the architect's
What
design
kind of
is.
building you
Yeah.
build? Yeah.
So, I think we still have options. $24,000 additional premium is a lot.
Yep.
So, but
Any other thoughts? Ashley or Rick, any thoughts?
I agree with Betty.
I-
And Dean.
Yes, I would agree as well to wait and see what, the other people say. It's the
With
estimate.
ICAP when they come out with that actual valuation.
Correct.
Okay. We will, let me see, it says review and act. So I would, request a motion concerning, maintaining the insurance coverage at its current level.
I'll make that motion.
Okay?
and I'll second that
I
motion.
have a motion and a second to respond in the negative to, Gabrielson Insurance concerning increasing, our coverage to $30 million and maintaining the existing $15 million coverage on the courthouse. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carried. Item number 9, Adam.
Yeah, can we do number, B and C or 2 and 3 on that instead? We'll wait for
Absolutely.
Jacob to get here. I think he's supposed to be coming at around 10 for the drainage
Okay.
Okay.
hearing, so
Sure.
we can pop back to that
Okay.
item. So the resolution 2025-28, the secondary roads use of the UEI number, unique entity identification. Iowa State Homeland Security, emailed me and said we need to have the Board of Supervisors approve the use of the UEI for secondary roads to be able to get our money from the federal government for our FEMA disaster last year.
Okay, so this is just recognizing a unique
Entity.
entity identification number, similar to what used to be called a DUNS number or a SAMS number. And that's all this does. The number hasn't changed or anything. It's the same number that we've always used. So I would, request a motion to approve this resolution.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-28 with the secondary roads using the Wright County UEI number.
Second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2025-28, secondary roads use of the Wright County UEI number. By roll call vote, Rick, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ashley, how do you vote?
Aye.
Betty?
Aye.
Lynn? Aye. Dean votes aye. Motion carried.
When you get a chance, did they give you the folder?
Uh,
There's a copy of it
they
in there.
did, it's got, is it okay if I sign it?
Yes,
Pro
yeah,
tem?
yep. And then you would scan that, and send it to me or Amanda, one of the two. Cause then I can just upload it right to the Homeland Security website. Quick update, blades are out routine maintenance of granular roads, trucks, year 1 graveling, we're working on that. And once they get done with that, they'll go to the rock dusting of the gravel routes for next year. So we always put, about 125 tons of gravel or rock, limestone rock on gravel routes that are supposed to be going on next year. So we kind of give them a boost. Stockpiling shoulder material still, for the northern part, for spot shouldering, and then also 14 work orders are completed. And then our hauling objectives for getting down the year 1 gravel is about 20% done as of right now.
Okay.
So
I'm assuming no updates on the bridges as the water levels are.
water's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, water's still there. So, we're hoping that we can get a little bit of a reprieve from the water here and, get both of them in. It's gonna be a little difficult, probably the Belmont one, but the Boone River goes up and down quickly. So hopefully that one will start showing the west abutment or the west underneath and they can get in there quickly.
And you say that, item A, Jacob Hagan, you expect him here around 10?
9:30 or 10. I told him probably closer to 9:30 because I didn't know how long your
Okay.
guys' first stuff would take.
Yep.
But he said he'd be here because he has that public hearing for the annexation,
Okay,
is my understanding. So
very good.
we're gonna table that one until he gets here.
Yes. Item 9A, we'll table, for later in this, meeting. Any old business? Any new business? Parade was, good. I saw that, you and, Steve and,
And the Dow-
Karen Weld,
Yeah.
were passing out, things. It was a relatively short 4 days, parade.
For as beautiful as the weather was this weekend, I was surprised. It was pretty thin. Not only with the parade entrance, but also the people, sitting along the parade route.
Yes,
I thought we handed out a lot of flags, but we still had more
Lot
flags
left.
left. Yeah, so, but the weather was beautiful and.
It was
we couldn't ask
perfect day to
for-
watch a parade.
Right.
Update on meetings. I had CFR on Thursday evening by Zoom. Again, we continue to press forward with, Andy, have we got that, squared away?
Yep, it's fixed.
Okay, thank you. Again, we continue to press forward with the new building project down in Des Moines. And there was some discussion about counties participating in using some of their opioid funds. There's several counties that we accept somebody into treatment, particularly detox, whether they can pay for it or not, kind of like an emergency room. And there's several counties that have, one in particularly a larger county that has kind of taken advantage of that. And so the CEO is gonna go around and visit those counties to see if we can get that squared away to where everybody's pulling their own weight,
Mhm.
so.
With that, also, had a long discussion with, Humboldt County Supervisor Mike Carpenter, and he was asking about, CFR, whether they can use, they're just trying to, because of all the cut and trying to get their levy rates down and the cuts they have to make, would like to use more dollars towards CFR. And I told him that to get a hold of Sandy on that one.
Yep.
The other one is they do not have a public health department. Humboldt County does not have a public health department. They go through the hospital.
Okay.
And then they give a contribution. He said he thought it was $120,000 to the hospital for public health. And, was wondering if any of those dollars could be used. And again, I said, kind of the opioid person for Wright County is Sandy, and I gave him her phone number,
Good.
so.
And
So that'll be a good discussion.
Yeah.
With opioid use of funds.
I expressed during the meeting, the difficulty in understanding all of the strings that are attached to the opioid dollars and what it can be used for. The CEO from, Michelle Del Riva
Mhm.
says, hey, it's a wide range of things that it can be used for. And I explained to her that may be your interaction with the state at the agency level, but our interaction with the state has all these strings attached. And so we want to make sure that we are able to account for the dollars being spent the way that it says to do it.
And that's kind of what I told Mike, is I said, if you do that, then you'll have to make sure that the hospital can give you documentation
Exactly.
as to the use of those funds and what programs they used.
Yeah.
And the way I understand, I mean, in general, the way I understand it, it is for preventive, not afterwards, not for care.
Right.
It's education and training to prevent, so.
Yeah, and so for building this new detox center, the state used $3 million of opioid funds.
Oh.
They granted to CFR for
Okay.
this, and so I think that's where the
Confusion,
confusion lies, is
that's interesting.
what the state can do with the dollars and what we are allowed to do with the dollars. So anyway, that saga will continue. And then, today I have our, annual meeting for building families at the Pizza Ranch, starts at noon. Any other meetings? Okay. We will be in recess until
Jake, it's a-
Jake, yeah. So we'll stand in recess until, I wish I could tell you when, but as soon as, Jacob Hagan arrives with Agravila, we will reconvene. Okay, we will come back into session. Item number 9A, discuss seismic testing with Jacob Hagan with Agravia.
So, I've been working with, obviously, the other 4 county engineers, Ryan Weideman, Jamie Joel, and, Ben Lutz. Ryan had reached out to Jacob to see if there was a way that he had an idea of possibly figuring out a way to maybe estimate or put together a number that would be, give us an idea of what if drainage tile did get damaged, what would be the cost to repair those drainage tile and all the crossings on, roads. So I had a quick meeting with him last week. He said he was gonna come in today. I said, well, why don't we just have you come in and kind of give an idea, a rundown of the idea and see if that's something that, you want us to pursue further, and then start discussing with Twin Rivers on, putting together a number, so.
And so my understanding is that this would be money that would be held in an
That
account
and
of some type.
yeah, some sort of escrow account that, we could apply towards, and if there's any issues that come up in the future.
Okay.
This is still not like a done deal with Twin Rivers. They seemed interested in doing this.
Okay.
But this is something that we could say, hey, if you guys would like to, we see some benefits possibly of maybe the down the road of if they come in with a commercial well, of being towards the county. But if they don't and they're gone, we need to have some sort of protection for the citizens, and the crossings and
Okay.
roads. So
Very good.
leave it to you.
Take it away.
All right, so yeah, what we've thought of, talking to Ryan and then Adam, was there's no way we're gonna be able to get an exact amount of tile that would be impacted, just, I don't even know if the district tiles, we have enough records to really know exactly what out there. And in private tile, we have no way of knowing. So what we thought of was, let's kind of break it down in 2 steps, actual damages to the tiles. And then the second one would be crop yield loss due to damaged tile. So we need to account for both of those. So our first step would be for the drainage tile. We do have GIS data, which isn't perfect, but it is there, that we could use to come up with what the average size, the average tile in all the counties are. So in Wright County, we would know how many length of every tile there is, and we would have an average size of that. And then we could come up with how many crossings there are on an average 1 mile by month, 1 mile crossing.
Okay.
So, we just do that selectively, pick out 20, 30 mile sections, and then, okay, it averages out to 6, let's say. And we know what average size crossing that is. And then we were gonna go with a 250-foot radius that would be damaged. But that would be the area that would be crushed or disturbed, wouldn't be functional. So that would be new replaced. We have the cost estimates from our previous jobs and public DOT jobs. We could come up with what that average cost is. So that'd be the district tile. And then the private tile, we would just assume everything is pattern tiled based on soil types.
Okay.
So we would just use soil types. If this soil type should be pattern tiled, then it should be. We're gonna assume that everyone, which is probably a conservative estimate.
I would agree, because most of the pattern tiling that's been done has been done with plastic tile.
We also have the ability to give him all our work orders and work requests that are in the system that would show either tile intake work or tile crossing work or tile crossing permit that would help some of this idea of, hey, is this a private tile, public or drainage tile that's been worked on in the roadway?
And that would give us then the private tile damage.
Okay.
We come up with, because we could come up with it, and then the yield, so that would get us that part A of the equation. Part B of the equation is we would go into, again, we use the soil types, and Iowa State has some spreadsheets on if you improve your soil based on what your drain class is, how much yield increase you'll get.
Right.
So we'll just back calculate it. Now, if you had good drainage, now you no longer have good drainage because it's crushed. You lost 25 bushel an acre at the average price of the last 5 years of corn. We could come up with a economic equation for that. And then we would just multiply it for maybe a half mile on each side of the road, something like that. So that way we get the whole thing covered. We've got 640 acres this is how much damage there are. Again, probably on the conservative side, but rather be conservative.
Okay.
If Twin Rivers wants it fine tuned, that means we go out and really try to narrow it down afterwards. But for a starting point, we can at least get that. And then we multiply that by the number of 400 miles in the county. And
that they're wanting to test, the 400 miles, yep.
and then that would give us our number of how much drainage tile potentially could be damaged, and that was potential losses from that damage.
And so then that comes up with a dollar figure.
That comes up with a dollar figure.
Then how long and how controlled?
So what I was thinking is there wouldn't really be a time period on it. It would
Okay.
just essentially still be out there. Cause like I said, in our meeting with them, we've had, utility poles go through, tile that we didn't know yet that it was damaged for 15 years.
Right.
I mean, the utility company said, hey, we put that pole in 15 years ago, and now we're just seeing that tile had been crushed. So, I mean, I don't think we can put a timeline on it, just for the simple fact, if we found a tile issue in the road ditch, I would go to our, file that shows all of the locations that they GPS where they took a seismic test, because they're are to provide that to us. See if it's within that area, plus or minus how many feet, right? And then if it is, we would say, okay, we think that this was broken by this. And then if the farmer is losing crop loss, they would come to us and say, hey, I think there's a broken tile here. We'd do the same check, and then they could apply to the county. We'd essentially apply to the escrow account. I think it needs to be a simple, there shouldn't be any argument about it. I mean, honestly, there
Right.
shouldn't be, if the GPS point was right there, close to it, or however, within what distance.
Well, we had granted them permission to do it within 250 feet.
Yes, yeah.
Correct?
Yes, but they're wanting to go down closer,
No, I understand.
yes.
But, so, to my thought, definitely within 250 feet of that point where they take the measurement, and possibly even more than that.
The possibility, so I think that discussion needs to be had still with them, and
But again, I go back to who's holding the money. I understand the concept, absolutely. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a way, to satisfy, to possibly satisfy us that we could bring the requirements down to what you guys are looking for instead of 250 feet. I think you were looking for.
no,
Uh,
that's
I-
not, no, that's not the
I
comment.
don't have
He doesn't have skin in the game.
I don't-
They wanna do 25 feet, Twin Rivers does.
Okay,
He is kind of a contractor for the county,
okay. So I
providing this expertise on drainage time.
I haven't
Okay?
talked to Twin Rivers about this
Yeah,
at all.
this is something like the CO2, pipeline stuff where you had to go get, who was the company? Who's the lady that would come over here? Is it Snyder? You had to go get
Oh,
Snyder.
oh, yeah.
They're an extra, as their inspection, right?
Outside inspection.
So,
Yeah,
so that's kind of the way I'm treating them, is that their inspection or expertise in this, giving us an outside look at this, that they have no skin in the game, except for they're gonna get paid, to do this work.
Right.
Okay, they're gonna give us a viable number that we could go back to Twin Rivers and say, okay, we want this in the escrow account, done. Right? So, and for their work to be paid for, I would request that Twin Rivers
Pay
pays
for
for
it,
that.
absolutely.
Correct,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be borne by, the county.
Correct.
when you have explained the crop yield loss and the half mile and that, and when you come up with that kind of average number, is that for if every tile is broken within that 400 miles? Or is that, just a number for each tile?
It would be a number per mile, but we could do it on a number per tile rate. I
And
think
what
that would be.
And what percentage of, do you think, would you calculate for breakage? So like, cause it's never gonna be 100%, it might be 2%, it might be 10%, it might be whatever,
So
because not every tile is gonna be broken.
Correct,
And,
correct.
and so you're only gonna have, there might be 7 tiles in the 400 miles.
Mhm.
So, and that's, according to, Twin Rivers, they say there'll be zero. There should be there should be no problems whatsoever, through all of their engineers and their tiling companies and stuff like that. So have you, for this escrow account, do you have, I mean, how do you calculate a percentage of possible incidents?
Yep. So yeah, we'd get that initial number, which would be the big number, that would be if everything was crushed.
Right.
And then from there, if there was a landowner who came in and said, my tile's broken, we'd have to then at that point. I would think at that point, it'd be a more detailed analysis of how much was actually damaged. So if he's got his 160 and he says the whole 160 is bad now, and he had 3 crossings on it, then it would be a, let's take the time to actually look at this.
Well, then it'll be an actual cost at that
Yes.
point, because then you'll know exactly, but this escrow account, it could be, you know, it could be, if you wanted to do the entire, you know, the entire 400 miles, it could be, you know, 4 million.
Yeah.
Or if you say, but only, you know, we're only gonna estimate 1% of that, so you only need, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna leave that up to you guys, how much of the
I think
percentage.
that's a
of the full-
negotiation
the
that we
full
need to
amount.
talk to, Twin Rivers
Twin
about.
Rivers, yeah.
Yeah,
And say, okay, I mean, it's obviously a breakage of crossing, or even just being ineffective, right? I mean, one of the risks was the ineffective, once they compact the soil, is it going to bowl that tile right there, and now your slope's ineffective, so it's ineffectively draining. So is it broken? No, but it's still, there is damage to it. I don't know how many, they're saying 0. I don't know of a number that I wanna put to it yet.
right.
Because it's a risk-based analysis here, it's either,
It totally is.
so,
Yeah, my fear is that tile that's, was put in 1910 and is like this right now, and it still has flow good through it, it's not impeded at all, but you vibrate it a little bit, and now all of a sudden that
it's done.
falls in.
Yep.
That's my fear.
Yep, yeah, so ours is, ours is real surface level desktop review.
Okay.
You know, we're not gonna go out and search, we're gonna use information that's already available through GIS and use Excel.
Okay.
It's gonna be get a big number to start with. And then.
It's kind of working back.
Yeah, it's
Between
it's a-
us
it's
to
a figure out,
negotiate. with
yeah,
them.
how much, cause that's, let's say the entire, that's the whole county is destroyed number, and then it's, all right.
Which is kind of huge.
Yeah.
A very big number
Then-
for Wright
then-
County.
And then we can back it up from there.
We know amount of the amount of drainage areas, each one of those tiles can, when it crosses, how much it's taken
Drain,
care
yep,
of, right?
yep.
So, I mean, you could look at it like that, hey, the whole drainage district is not gonna get damaged, but if this does, it's ineffective to 50% capacity.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're not on the, 3/8 coefficient, we're to the 3/16 coefficient,
Right.
right? What is that, you know? Now, we know that, hey, it's not gonna drain as fast.
And of course,
So-
the other factor is, you know, the last 2 years, there would have been a non-issue.
Mhm.
This year, it would be an extreme issue,
Yeah.
Yes.
so.
So what we wanted was kind of a head nod, like saying, hey, this is something that maybe we could pursue. Obviously, we need to negotiate with Twin Rivers to say
That they're willing to
that
pay
you're
for
willing to
it,
pay for this.
because we are willing to accept the information that these guys are gonna come up with.
Yep.
Thoughts?
Well, is Kyle handy, would he be the land agent that would be the final decision maker on this through Twin Rivers, or who
I think
is-
there's people above him. This would be proposed to them, and then, there's probably some owners that would
Okay.
have to make a decision on that.
Or would Coloma be the one that would be holding the purse string?
As of right now, Twin Rivers is the one that's signing the road use agreement,
Okay,
so.
all right, so it would be,
And then, and again, I know that this doesn't apply to you, but I'm still trying to get this thing squared away in my head. So who keeps the money? I mean, again, I want it so that we have access to it. It's not the burden of proof on us to prove that their work broke the tile and therefore,
I
you know,
think
I
we could
want
do
to.
that in some sort of escrow agreement,
Okay,
that we would try to find an escrow agent. That would say, hey, these are the things that the county must not certify, but here, this is the GPS point, this is where it's broke. Here's how the amount of, tot or amount of corn or crop
damage.
loss.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a proof thing, it's just a,
right.
here's the information, we need to be reimbursed for it.
And the reason that we're
Yeah.
pursuing this is because we recognize that there is some economic impact that this could have on the county. I mean, so.
Yeah, and that's, you want to be able to continue with economic development and see, if there's hydrogen, we want to be able to possibly capture some of the economic value. But we also have a very big responsibility to our farmers and landowners on
Absolutely.
protecting their lands. So-
Absolutely.
Well, in the roadways,
Okay,
And the
because if the
roadways.
roadways are affected
Yeah,
by,
yeah, roadways too.
so I guess,
I know you wear two hats, but right now you're wearing the supervisor.
I think what we're saying then is that we are interested in a conversation with Twin Rivers
Yep.
to see if they are willing to pay for something that we are going to require in order to reduce that from 250 feet to
I think they're hoping for 25 feet or a
5
0.5 EPV.
PPVs. Yeah, okay.
Cause they've gone all the way down Highway 69 now.
Yep, and they've gone down 3,
Yeah.
at least from the
coming
west.
To here,
Yep.
but I've seen them go all the way south.
I don't know if they've been on it 17 yet. I know that they're doing 17, so it should still be around. So I will give, if this is something that you want us to undertake, we'll try to set up with something with Jacob and and Knife River, or Twin Rivers, not Knife River. That's another company. And maybe, who would you like to maybe be in on that conversation from a board member standpoint?
Betty, you've had a lot of interaction with it already. Is that,
I will.
would you be willing to do that?
Definitely.
So
Okay.
I'd appreciate that.
Rick or Amanda, Rick or Ashley, any, thoughts or concerns or questions?
Yeah, I do have a question. So, and you might have said it, if we go forward with Agravia doing this assessment, we are not going to pay for this, or are we going to pay for this, or is Twin Rivers going to be paying for this?
We would require that the company that's desiring for us to change our distance restrictions, we would require them to pay for this.
Correct.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Rick, anything? Okay, you two good with it?
I just wanna know what the benefits to the county will be if we do anything different. I'm okay for 250 feet right now. I need to know more information before I could change anything.
And that would be a discussion with Twin Rivers rather than with.
Yes. Maybe if you have any information, maybe reach out to Daryl Steven too. Cause he had an in-depth conversation with them about it, and so that maybe you're not getting a one-sided view, you're getting a economic development view of it.
Mhm.
All right, thank you, fellas.
Okay, thank you. I
You
appreciate
guys
it.
can just stay there probably.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, anything else on, as board of supervisors?
Yes, one on a new business or new old business. I did get a hold of Joel Loney, who is with ISAC IT. And, about the new software, and they have an RFP for county software, for like the accounting and the, assessors and the treasurer side and all of that. They have a task force that is, working on the RFP. It would be all through ISAC. ISAC would do the support to all the counties.
Okay.
And then if ISAC can't answer a question, they would go back to the company then. So it's all voluntary. It's not gonna be a statewide mandatory thing. Each county would have their options to go through to ISAC, rather than being with Tyler or Solutions. And, it sounds like they've received and they're just evaluating the RFPs now that from the companies. And hopefully at ISAC in the end of August here,
We'll have some more.
we'll have some more information and they'll give us more idea of what options and what they're gonna do to move forward.
And my concern would be that, that ISAC has worked with the Department of Management or whoever is
Yeah.
needs that information that we gather, that it's all works together like
Mhm.
Solutions and,
Right, so the
Whatever we
task
have
force
also.
is members of the treasurer, of all the affiliates.
Okay.
So you have your assessors and your treasurers and your, secondary roads and your.
I am on that
office.
task force.
And you're on that task
Yes.
force, perfect. So are you thinking that at ISAC this fall then,
So we have interviews, I think next is 14th, I do believe. So I may have to have one of, another engineer go for me, because I will be out of the office, but we have interviews with 2 companies.
Mhm.
That when they put their RFP in, and then we'll go from there on making a decision of, development of new program.
Okay.
but ISAC is working or ensure for me that somebody's working with this Department of Management or whoever we turn that
I would
stuff.
say that they probably, what do you mean for Department of Management, I guess?
So-
I mean,
is the
I don't
question.
want ISAC to develop something that we all say, yes, that works for us. And then when we go to turn, whatever we turn into the state, they go, wait a minute, we need it in this form.
I don't think that'll, I don't know for sure, but I don't think that's an issue, because you have treasurers working
Okay.
on this, you have auditors, you have, I mean, there's
Okay,
probably 20 or 30 people on this task force. that,
okay, very good.
From
And
each.
and I would hope that Department of Revenue and the Department of Management do you have members from them?
I don't think
on the
so,
task
but
force?
normally it's just a report that they wanna see, correct?
Right,
So
yeah.
whether it's in PDF
Okay,
or Word, I don't know if that'll be an issue, so.
Mhm.
okay,
The same, the same companies were all Tyler Solutions, Renew Gov, is it Renew, sorry, is it Renew, Renew Gov, and then also Workday were the ones that were put into it. So.
okay. All right, anything else?
I'd seen my note on that, I was like, oh, forgot to go, guys.
We do have, so they have their interviews, next week, and then at ISAC, we have a meeting prior to ISAC, the conference.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And ISAC is August 19th
Mhm.
through the 21st, I believe.
Yeah, August 20.
I know my first meeting's on the 19th
Start date?
on this day,
Timeline of that?
2 year.
Yeah, it's gonna be about 2 years to do it.
21st and the morning of Friday morning, 22nd.
So yeah, the development time, they think it's giving them like 2 years, something like that.
Depending on the company,
Right.
obviously, if some company already has a basis in place or a package that we can kind of
Mm-hmm,
copy and paste, call it copy and paste, but it's really not that easy, but.
right.
Okay. Any other business? Hearing none, I would accept the motion to adjourn as Board of Supervisors.
That's so good.
A second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of adjourning as Board of Supervisors signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, we will convene as drainage trustees at 10. Is that good? It didn't look like we had anything other than minutes to do. And the public hearing.
We have minutes, claims, invoice, and then I have a just a couple other things. to
Okay.
mention, so.
Right, you want to start right now then?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Okay, we will convene as drainage trustees. I would accept a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second to approve the agenda for, the drainage trustees. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Approve the minutes of the last meeting. If you would read the minutes of the July 28th meeting, please, Courtney.
Alright, the minutes read as follows. The Wright County Board of Supervisors met in regular session as trustees of the drainage district with the following members present: Rick Rasmussen, Dean Clues, Lynn Lutz, Ashley Bosch, and Betty Ellis. Also present were Courtney Morris, drainage administrator. Other interested parties were AJ Taylor, Robert Watts, and Wright County Monitor via Zoom. Motion by Rasmussen and seconded by Clues to call the meeting to order. Motion carried. Motion by Clues and seconded by Lutz to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carried. Minutes of the previous meeting on July 21st, 2025 were read and approved. Drainage plans for payment were approved. There was one work order that was reviewed and approved. It was for DD 36 lateral B, section 15 of Lake Township. It was for a blowout on the south side of the ditch. Morris presented the following 3 drainage invoices. First one was for Eagle Grove Eagle, paying to Column for Joint Drainage District 46-92 public hearing publication in the amount of $82.24. Second one is for Wright County Monitor, paying to Column again for Joint Drainage District 46-92 public hearing publication and the total of $71.26. And the third one was for Aaron's Brothers Piling for DD 232 along the main and section 11 of Lincoln Township for $920. Motion by Clues and seconded by Rasmussen to sign and approve invoices for payment. Motion carried. Morris presented a reclassification petition for DD 194 lateral 1B signed by Marilyn Lehrman. Brief discussion was had on the purpose of the petition and where the lateral lies within the county. Motion by Ellis and seconded by Clues to receive the reclassification petition for DD 194 lateral 1B and table further discussion pending response from the drainage attorney and the engineer that prepared the 2021 benefit commission report. Motion carried. Motion by Clues and seconded by Lukes to adjourn the meeting. Motion carried.
Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, they'll stand approved as read. So the drainage claims we approved, those are the 3 that were here. We approved those today. But I would accept a motion to that we approve those.
I'll make that motion to approve the drainage claims.
Second. I have a motion and a second to approve the drainage claims as they were presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carried. Open forum for public input regarding drainage districts. I'm assuming you folks are here for the public hearing on
That's
the
correct.
annexation.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, review and act on any drainage work orders.
We have no work orders for today.
Excellent. Review and act on any open drainage invoices.
We have one invoice from CGA. This is for communication meetings for repairs of main open ditch number 62 in the amount of $480.
I would make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the paying the open drainage invoice. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ashley, how do you vote?
Aye, sorry.
Motion carried. And we will, let's see, it is 9:55. We will be in recess for 5 minutes for the public hearing at 10 o'clock. It's a timed event. Oops, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Courtney. We will not be in.
We received invoices from Joey Hara for brush and weed control yesterday.
Okay.
And on one of them, he had notated that he had found a washout in Lincoln 23. He did include some photos here. It's quite a substantial amount of tile that is exposed. So Dean, this is your area. I'll give it to you if you want to go take a look at that.
Yep.
I have not started a work order yet up on it.
Okay.
Whatever you find, we can definitely get one going.
Sounds good.
And then the second item I have, Ryan Mosdan came in this morning.
We had previously sent out a work order to Maasdam Construction that was submitted by Donovan Baker in Drainage District 219, Section 28 of Norway Township. It was 2 washouts. One of the washouts was directly west of their acreage. He has no issue with the one farther down along Otter Creek. That was not a problem. The one directly behind the acreage, though, there is an issue with that one. He says it's a substantial washout that's there right where there's a tree along the ditch bank. The tree definitely needs to be taken out in order to repair the area. But the issue is there is an active bald eagle nest in that tree.
Wonderful. Okay,
So he would like to know.
Eric, he's not around,
He
is
would
he?
like-
Might wanna call him, yeah. That's a decision you need to make today, or
No, I don't think so.
you can just consult with him?
Yeah, we'll consult with him and have him connect with. I assume it would be DNR that we would deal with on that.
He said he drove up to it and a bald eagle flew out of the nest.
Okay. And that was Norway, what?
That one is in Norway, section 28.
Is that, Rick's,
That'd be.
Yeah, it's Rick's area.
Rick? Okay,
It's just west of Jackson Avenue. That's where the acreage sits.
okay,
If you wanna take a look at this, this is the original, so I need to have it back. Come on in.
okay. Hello,
That is the work order, if you want to glance at it real quick.
okay,
I think you can copy of it if you need it.
Rick, this is a work order that,
Previously was approved and sent out to the contractor.
Rick, had you been out to see this location? Rick, you're muted if you're trying to talk to us. Yeah, yeah, the discussion earlier
Okay.
this morning.
Like I said, do you wanna, you can maybe unmute him
Okay,
or not? I don't know, I think so.
Andy might be able to do this.
I just tried to unmute him, and because he's on his phone, it won't allow it.
okay, all right, very good.
You do have something in the chat there.
I do?
Yeah.
Sure. Not related. Okay, let's bring that up next Monday when he's, back, please.
Okay.
I will endeavor to get out and take a look at this and I'll report back to you with more pictures.
Okay.
Okay, it is 10 a.m. You got a sign-in sheet, okay? 10 a.m. public hearing on joint drainage district 4692. Engineers report for voluntary annexation and commissioners report of benefits.
Really? Connor will hand out the report,
Okay,
and then.
Thank you.
So yeah, we're here for the reclassification and annexation, the voluntary annexation of joint, range district 4692, Webster and Wright counties. This is in section 28 of Troy Township, just west of the new packing plant. If you remember, we did discuss this back early June. There's a landowner on the south side of 320th Street.
I'm gonna stop you for a second. Do we have Webster County on? This is a joint district.
Yeah.
what it is?
Yeah.
Are they supposed to be calling in or
Yeah, we're
joining?
controlled.
Huh?
We're controlled. So.
I wasn't able to get into the courthouse. I just working with them. They're having some problems getting into the Zoom call right now.
Who's this? Is this Alex?
It's Austin Hike.
Austin, how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
So, but Austin, you're by yourself, correct?
Yes, I am. So I I wasn't able to get, I had another meeting right after this one, so I wasn't able to get into the courthouse for this, so I'm jumping in on Zoom. Crystal said they're just having some problems getting in.
Okay, we'll give them a few minutes. You checked your phone to make sure they're not trying to call you. They haven't tried to call me. Want me to make some additional copies?
We don't have more even, okay.
You got more?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You want one over there?
30 is one.
Okay.
What day did the classification guys?
It would have been, what is the date on the report? That was, we met. The very first.
June 4th.
June 4th, we would have met then June 4th.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't date it, and done it.
Don't forget about that 40 days and how long after they've done it to the time you hold a hearing.
Yeah.
I was like, June 4th, that seems like a long time ago.
By the time we get it in, it was like all of summer ago.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's sent to you and then we get it to
Yeah,
the paper.
when they say government works slow, it really does.
Oh, yeah, by design.
Yeah. Trying to follow in without help. There's a this on there, this and this, I believe, put this here, all into it, and I'm not quite sure. That's that one. Understand it would be this.
It'll-
Upside down. Yeah.
It'll be this one. This one, and this one right here.
I believe they got called in now, just an FYI.
Okay,
That one is.
So the zero
I'm not-
950.
We weren't asked, we don't know anything about his time.
Austin, is that the 0950 phone number, maybe?
Yeah.
Right, just showed.
Maybe, let me look.
The watershed.
Operating line, yeah.
Okay.
Just as an illustration.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, I like it, but that's what I would
Yeah,
do.
that would be Bob's cell phone.
Okay.
Bob Phil, are you with us?
This, this. This one, this one, this one, this one. That's a different landowner, and there was nothing asked about that landowner. Voluntary annexation in. So this is just, they were just showing, this is the current district,
Yeah.
and this is the watershed line. Kind of where the watershed really is already.
Bob, can you unmute yourself again?
Yeah, it's about 15 times we've done that.
All right, we got you loud and clear, Bob.
Okay, great.
I'm
With me is
assuming
John Cochran. With me is John Cochran, Crystal Lloyd, and myself here in the boardroom.
Okay, then we also have Austin Halleck, by his individual phone.
Yes, sir.
So that would be a quorum for you guys. Here we have, Betty Ellis, Lynn Lukes, Dean Clues, Ashley Bosch by telephone, and Rick Rasmussen by telephone also. Courtney Morris, I'll leave you, go ahead.
Jacob Hagan with Agravia.
Yep, and Tyler Beaman with Agri, yeah.
Okay, and then our guests are, Ashley, have you got, or Courtney, have you got them, their names?
Yep. Kent and Louise Larson,
Yes, Larson.
Lois, sorry,
Okay,
and Daryl Hay.
yep. And our county engineer, Adam Clements. Okay, go ahead.
All right, we are here today for the voluntary annexation and classification for 4 parcels in section 28 of Troy Township. Into joint drainage districts number 4692, Wright and Webster counties. These 4 parcels, if you remember, we met end of May to discuss them. They, of the 4, 3 currently drain naturally into this district ditch. The landowner will wish to pattern tile them in asking for permission to cross the roads. He found out they weren't in the district. However, they appear that they've always drained there. They just weren't included in the 1910 schedule. We were then asked to do a voluntary annexation for those parcels to bring them into the schedule so that they can take advantage of the outlet. With that, there is 14 acres in the northwest, northeast that does naturally drain to the southeast into an, however, the landowner wishes to pattern tile that as well into the district. We calculated that the increase in water to the district is minimal for that. The district serves 2,600 acres, has a large ditch facility. These additional 14 acres be a small amount. There was only 3 CFS, whereas the ditch is designed for approximately 81 CFS. So we're talking rounding errors.
Yeah.
And then, so we met with 2 commissioners, Matt Odlin from Wright County and Perry Black from Webster County. We met on the farm site. We looked at the parcels that were similar to it, and using the 1910 schedule, we recommended it was 66 cents per acre for these lands, using the 1910 schedule. So that's not today's dollars. But that was the same as what the northwest 40 that is it's right beside it. It's also farmed by the same landowner. It looks very similar to these lands. That was the justification we as a commissioners decided to go with. And that is our recommendation for the classification.
And then that would just extrapolate into today's dollars, I'm assuming.
Yes, that would just get put into the schedule and then it would, whenever there's a repair, it would just be treated just like everyone else.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it wouldn't be $25 for
And
their assessment.
Is this still working on the original classification?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So is that an issue?
Yeah.
Okay,
We're just adding in
okay,
theirs to the.
all right.
So on the map that you've handed out,
Yes,
you said that 14 acres,
yes, that's kind of a
that is
dash.
not, that is not in the watershed would be included into the new classification.
Correct.
So that would be the whole amount.
Yes,
The
it
entire
would,
40.
it would be brought in just like the lands that currently grow, like the lands within the watershed, yeah. There wouldn't be any reduction or anything. We're
Okay.
seeing surface flow.
With the watershed boundary doesn't change, I mean, because that's based on surface flow essentially. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
but yeah, they're crossing the watershed line.
understood,
You know, which is not uncommon,
right,
especially in areas like this where there is,
close to the river.
if you're closer to the tile, you've got a better outlet
Yep.
and it's not much of a ridge to get across.
And when we got out there, we've already put the road trussing in. The far southeast corner of the, say, 80 acres,
Mhm.
420, next to your 80-acre ag park. The very southeast corner has just got some brush and shit in a wet corner. It's not even, it doesn't even amount to an acre that actually goes the other way, but for no more amount than it is, we're probably gonna take a deep cut and get in to get that last acre,
Mhm.
because your pond to the east is draining the corner, but there's no tile in it, so it's a very, I don't even think it's.
There is some tile in there, when we developed the agribusiness park, we actually put I think it was an 8-inch tile on the south side of that road that connected into lands that, Craig Jacobson was farming it at that time.
He still is,
Okay.
it's right on the north side of that.
Oh, it is?
It'd be west of
Okay.
your pond.
Okay,
But, and it's draining into the pond.
Yep.
Which is fine, but
Yep.
for us to get up to it, it's just easier to cut through the hill and get that
okay,
acre in there. And
okay,
get that corner out too, but if it drops off bad, it'd be on the far southeast corner, but
yep,
it's minimal.
okay.
And then if you go out there, we're gonna clean that corner up, there's trees and brush and shit on the southwest corner of your ag park. That's fine.
Do folks have any input concerning this annexation? Any concerns? No?
Thank you. I'm good.
Questions? Lynn?
None here.
Okay. So, Adam, is this where we would discuss, no, okay, very good. Then, hearing, no objections or no further concerns, I would accept a motion, to accept the classification report on sections, well, the classification report is labeled as section 289026 for joint drainage district 4692 in Wright and Webster. I guess I should ask Bob, did you guys have any concerns, and do you have copies of this paperwork?
Yes, we do, and we have no concerns at this point.
Okay,
No, I'm good.
okay.
So the proposed assessment, 2552, what percent benefit then is that considered? Courtney, so like when you do your assessments, is that a percent benefit? Or, when you key it into the
Right.
classification report, is that the number you key in?
No, the percent of benefit is not that. You have your acres, that proposed assessment would be more like your units. So this does not provide a percent of benefit on this, on these numbers.
Which is something we need, right? Well, if we're
It's
utilizing it,
beneficial to have it. I don't think it's a required field in our system, but
okay, if we're currently able to assess the district with this information, we should be able to integrate this into it.
yeah, the units is the required field.
Okay,
The acres is not required and benefits is not required, but it's beneficial to have it.
We could do that. It would just be a percentage of the, because we have the old schedule from 1910.
good,
It is a very small percentage.
okay,
This parcel is one of the lower benefited parcels in the district. These parcels. Because of where they lay, they're right near the outlet, so.
Yeah.
There's some pretty minimal benefit to these particular parcels.
Got it.
I would accept a motion to accept the classification report as presented on joint drainage district 4692 and the voluntary annexation of those parcels.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Alice of Wright County,
Second by
Aye.
Todd Webster.
did you catch that?
No.
Say it again, you stepped on each other.
Go ahead, Austin.
Hike, I'll second that.
Second by Austin Halick of Webster County. Pardon me?
You got like,
Excuse me. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All ayes for Wright County.
all eyes for Webster.
Motion carried. Any further business? Okay. Anything else for either of the boards?
Nope, thank you.
Carl? Anything?
Nope, not till the next one.
Okay. Okay.
Nope.
Thank you, Webster County. Sorry for the trouble that you had, joining the meeting.
No problem. We got her done with the board.
I would accept the motion to
Thanks, guys.
adjourn. You bet. Thanks, Austin.
As drainage trustees,
As drainage trustees, yes.
or close the hearing.
To close the hearing first, excuse me.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
And they seconded.
Okay, I have a motion and a second by Webster County. Was that you, Austin?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, to close the hearing, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All ayes, Wright County. Sounds like all ayes, Webster
All ayes.
County.
All eyes Webster.
Is there a motion to adjourn, Bob?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion to adjourn as joint drainage districts. Is there a second by Wright County?
I second. I thought we just did that.
And no, we just, closed the
hearing.
meeting.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay, Ashley seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All ayes in Wright County.
All eyes Webster.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
See you next week.
Take care, Dean.
See ya.
You bet, bye.
So now since this is all done at this point, he can go ahead or they can go ahead and start powder tiling this fall after harvest. Is that
Yes,
Wait, I
that's my understanding, yes.
to move forward? Perfect.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I just tell Nat we did have the chicken house line and nobody knew, so.
Oh.
They have their sewer line going to I think it's going to the Forest Main at Prestige.
Uh-huh.
I think.
And they flagged it in the field, but they put it underneath the gas line in the ditch, so it is in the right of way. Nobody knew. And they didn't have a.
They're supposed to be the ones marking it off.
And they told us it didn't have a tracer wire on it, so we could locate it.
Yeah.
We broke the tracer wire too.
It had a tracer wire.
It turned into a mess. I apologize. It turned into a mess.
Oops.
So Adam, you guys will get that documented
I'll
according.
put it on the work order with the permit.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Thank
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, do you need me to sign any of this thing concerning this stuff?
Just, one invoice, that CGA invoice, that you were turning that one for Rick. Should be in his folder.
Did they ever figure out what percent that they'll help pay for the crossing?
No, that
Well,
would be.
that's
I
what
know,
I asked.
I know.
I mean,
I
it
know.
wasn't during,
Got it.
like, I'm like, that's not a drainage district
Right,
item, so. I think Dean, I think me and you need to have a conversation with him and just say, okay. You know, this was kind of forced on us. I mean, I could say that, hey, there are no funds. I mean, right now, there's $20,000 in the tile account.
mhm.
Just say, hey, if you want your funds, you're gonna have to wait
The total cost was how much?
54, I think it was, sorry.
You need to adjourn drainage.
Okay, they haven't adjourned yet.
Motion to adjourn as drainage districts.
I'll make-
Trustees.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Second that.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn as drainage district trustees. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.